Hey Anneliese, so good to see you.
Hey
And
Lilian,
hey,
good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Also, thanks. I'm really happy to be able to talk with you today. So it's good to see you again.
Yeah, yeah, I find it so cool that how we met each other. I mean, you're in Austria and I'm in the Netherlands. I mean, in real life we would never have met, but we met each other through the Lee Harris course, the Grow Your Business course, right? And
Indeed.
through the community forum. And well, when I saw your picture, I was very interested about your picture and also um, your story about yourself and what kind of business you have. I was very interested in, okay, what are you doing actually? There was something about your work that interested me or was like, oh, this is cool. I want to know more about her, about this girl, about her job. So please tell me more about who you are, what you do, and share, please.
Okay. Maybe I just go back to that when you contacted me, because I think I didn't reply immediately. It took some time, and we both had that phase, when you can't really communicate or like emails piling up and you can't really reply and all that. So I was really happy to have found someone really patient and nice, and I Googled your website immediately, and I saw, like, wow, this is beautiful. Who are you? This is beautiful. And then I saw these drawings, these light drawings, and I was so impressed, and they're so delicate, and I got immediately, it caught my attention. So I was very lucky to have been contacted by you. And yeah, that we found each other on that community forum of Lee Harris. And yeah, so my work is more technical, I would say. It's about systems and codes and numbers, and it is a bit more abstract, whereas I find yours is, I would say, more grounded, probably, but in a angelic realm. It is airy and light. It makes me feel so comfortable. So that's how I would describe your work. So it's easier to contrast it or maybe differentiate between our works. So it's easier to describe it because when you talk about energy work, it's oftentimes you lack the words, right? It's so how can you express what you do? It's hard to find the right terms and words, but you have those paintings on your website, and they speak to me more than any text could be. It's in Dutch anyway, so I don't understand everything, but there's parts in English, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, so anyway, I was really attracted by your website, and I found mine is more technical. How would you describe my work?
Yeah, I would describe your word indeed as technical, specialistic, specific, high
Mhm.
level, high frequency. Um, yeah, and very focused, very focused. So these are the first terms that come to my mind. Um, you're really building on structures. You're really building structures of systems. It could be a human being or another type of system, but you're really building on these structures, these building blocks of systems, these foundations of systems, and that's very interesting to me. It's very specific, specialistic already what I said. Um, but yeah, it's more like on an atom level, not a molecule, not a cell, not an organ, not a human being, but what at an atom level, like the very base, very foundation of things you are working on. And from that part, things could be built up again, and things could be created and rebuilt, and um, all types of different energy could be placed in that system. So yeah, this is how I would describe your work.
Oh, thank you.
But
Yeah.
it's still maybe abstract, but yeah, if I have to use some terms or some words, I would use these ones. Yeah.
Hmm. It makes me feel seen when you say it like that. And this is what I like most because you understand what I do. You see what I do. And that's such a great feeling to have someone know what you do. And I feel that with you is I have you because you work with ancestors, right? You have the ancestral lines still, and you were the first one saying that they provide us with energy and they support us tremendously. Whereas I used to know it as yeah, they have blocks and problems and they pass them on and all these things that
Yeah.
you have to resolve. But you were the first saying no, they are all coming together when you work. Everyone is gathered and they support you, and it's super touching also for the client then. And also, you were the first one showing me how to work with crystals. I like stones, but they were just beautiful stones. Whereas you gave me the insight into the structures. I wouldn't have accessed that from myself because it's not that relevant in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when I met you, I was like, oh wow, okay, now I understand crystalline structures and how you rebuild them. Also, you work with them directly and you communicate through them. And I see your work in other crystals as well. So it's like as if how would you explain that? Are you communicate? Are you talking to them, or what do you do with crystals?
Yeah, I'm attuning to their frequency. I think I would explain it like that, not really talking. I don't really get like information or messages, like if you talk to spirit guides or whatever, that kind of things. But it's more like attuning to their original frequency and attuning my frequency to their frequency. So do you have a matching frequency? So that allows to have some kind of transmission of energy and some transmission of information, but not in words, but more in energy, in frequency, and alignment. Alignment's also important indeed. So when I use, I would explain a bit more about also the work that I do. I'm a healer and a channeler, and also give lots of energy healings. But these are also kind of multi-dimensional healings at the same time, because when I work, I align to different aspects of me, the multidimensional part of myself, and I see what is necessary in a system for a person or whatever it is calling at the moment. And when I work with these crystals, I attune to the frequency of the system of the person who is on the table, who receives the healing, and then I see or feel what energy frequencies are needed to adjust to their body, or what they need for healing, or for the next level in their life, or the next step they should take, or healing a theme, or what might be the problem for them, or the next step for them. So I tune to the frequency, I tune to the frequency of the crystals, and often I create a kind of crystal grid around the table and around the person. And then I feel, okay, this person needs this frequency. I position the crystals at the right place, at the right distance, and at the right angle towards each other. So they create a whole energy field, which has the same kind of frequency needed for the person. And the person could adjust the frequency to this field. And I would also work with the field, and also the spirit guide could work with this field. So it's a field for everyone to work on. I also sometimes adjust to that different frequencies, which should be grounded for that person in that field, in their energy field, in their crystalline energy field. So yeah, it's also quite technical actually. But so it's mainly working with frequencies in energy healing with different type of crystals, and crystals are really helping me getting the right frequency for their system and also for my system. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So my eyes keep moving around. It's because I see you're very transparent in what you explain, so I can kind of compare what you say to what I see, and then I understand that if it's really what you are saying is what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's very helpful, and I like that when people are that transparent. And do you have the feeling you understand what you do?
Good question. I like this question. Yes and no, and I will explain. yes, I give like an energy healing. Yes, I know what I do, and yes, I have these tools I've learned. I've had lots of experience already, and I know what I do. I know what the work is. I know how to help people in that way. So yes, my human mind partly understands, okay, what I do, the healing part, the physical part here. But I also have like these multidimensional layers in these healing sessions. And if I'm being honest, I don't fully understand always like every single detail which is going on in the healing. I know this is for someone's highest good from light and love and what someone needed at this moment in time for their highest good. But what is really going on in all these different levels and dimensions in this multi-dimensional range that I'm involved in, that is sometimes hard for my mind to really understand and to really grasp. So
Mhm.
in that part, I would say no, not fully. So yes and no, not fully. And
Mhm.
how is that about you, about your work? Do you fully
I would
understand what you do?
Yes, I do, and I'm happy to talk about that. Just what I notice when you talk, I hear like voices, I hear singing. Uh, so this, I noticed that you speak in different frequencies when you just verbally explain something. So that was fascinating to experience that. Thank you. Yeah. So okay, yes. Absolutely. My mind, my analytical mind is my asset. I love that. I love developing it and I want to understand what's going on. So yeah, I can understand these structures, the systems, how they work together, how they are built, how they are reconstructed, how I restructure them, and what has to be changed for certain outcomes. It's very complex. Like the world has become so complex. We know it. You know it as well. Just having a business is super complex here. So many things. Just being, just being yourself, just trying to be and live a life is super complex, and that has been so overwhelming for many people. That's what I've seen, and so we are trying to get a bit less complicated. Let's put it that way. To make it also easier for people to discern energies and to discern frequencies, so they can understand, okay, that's doing this, that's the how it works, and that's the outcome, or that's the effect that the energy of frequency has. And yeah, that requires a lot of brain power and mind power, and I try to not do it at the same time. So when I work it is similar to what you said. You don't understand every single aspect of it, but then when you change into another frequency level, then you can use your mind, the analytical one, and then go back and analyze and see what have you done, what have you been doing, and what's the next step. Because working with clients is just one part. It's always in context of a bigger picture. Yeah, you're nodding. So you also see that it's not anymore
Yeah,
about moving individual problems around, making life a bit easier, but it's about changing the entire game to the entire
exactly.
system.
Yeah, exactly. In all multiple levels, on all dimensions, in every piece in, well, the universe almost.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
so sometimes it feels like that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's such a tour of healing sometimes. Like it's so in so many layers involved and so many, yeah, so many layers, so many universes sometimes. It's so multidimensional. That's really cool. I really love about this work, and you probably also love about it because otherwise you wouldn't do it like this.
It's
Yeah,
mostly because I understand it. This is something I just understand how that works. I
yeah.
don't need to get out books and read through it like I used to.
Yeah,
Or also
exactly.
when you're in a workplace and you go through education and training, you have to learn it and then apply it. And this is something of course, I got trained. I got trained by the energy, so the frequencies uh, have been interacting with me, explaining things, and explaining me how they what they do. And that's a big thing, a big difference maybe to other energy work, yeah, and other energy jobs. Can you say that?
Yeah,
Other energy,
yeah, of
other
course.
type of energy work, we don't distinguish between high and low frequencies, or high vibrational and low vibrational, not at all, because that will put them in a box and then I
Mm,
can't use it anymore. So the frequency is moving, and then if you say it's low, it's a low frequency, it's a low vibration, then it gets a box and I can't use the building block anymore. So I remove that. We go to a level where it doesn't have that distinction. And so I can see it as a code and then see, okay, this code has been used there and there and there. And people who use it for gaining an advantage, or they try to try to trick someone.
Yeah.
So then I understand, okay, that's why they call it low vibration, but it's not. It's a building block. It's a building block, and you explained that so well already. It's
Yeah.
part of something bigger, and then now we are basically moving things around again. I shouldn't be doing that with my hands all the time, because I know that I'm interfering already when I do it with the hands. Also, when you use your hands, I feel that you're moving there. It's like colors flowing around, floating around.
Yeah, cool. I have just one
Okay.
question, but because
Yeah.
you mentioned about yeah, life is sometimes already so difficult on itself, right? And also like having your own business then. And what does remind me of the question, well, how do you see your business? Do you see your business as a business, or do you see it more as a life expression, life creation? Yeah.
Okay, yes, I have been working on that indeed. I don't want to play in the economic game, so I don't want to earn money, or I don't know, play with that in that battlefield. So I don't want to call it business, and you don't necessarily have to. And that's an interesting part, because yeah, when you call it life creation, all of a sudden it's in a different game. It's still a game, it's still some sort of play. What do I mean by game? Game is a logic. So there's a logic behind, there are certain rules, there are dynamics, there are certain intelligences and beings in that field. So you call it the energy field. Let's call that the game. So I want to change. I want to be in another game. I don't want to be in that what we have known and what has brought so many severe consequences for us and our planet. And I want to do it differently, but I don't know how, because I can only judge as a human being, as me on these normal, ordinary human levels. I can only visualize or imagine something that I know and be different. So as I said in the beginning, you always have to contrast in order to explain something. So if I want something, I have to contrast it to some, or I have to find a lack, or I have to find some way to explain it. And I refuse to do that. I want to do it differently. So I can't do it on these physical levels. So then I change and go into that state where it says it's my creation. And when I talk about my creation, that it's much more process oriented. It's so much bigger. It goes beyond time, space, and other realms that were created. It follows different rules, if you want to say so, and that's where I want to play. And it's fine to be here on planet Earth, and I can still be here as a human being. It's just another expression that I want to live here. So I think it's a part of being here is being to express something, to be an expression of creativity, of love, of light, if you want so. And I want to do it differently. I haven't seen anything that I like here in a sense that I want to reproduce it. I have been, of course, as a human being, obviously, but in that energetic work, in the energy work, I want to do it differently. And I know it's possible. I've seen it. I've been there. I've seen it. And now I'm trying to get it onto a level that is physically sensible, tangible. Whereas it's not. Oh, that I was wondering about that. What do you think about emotions? Because to me, emotions are very strong sensations in a body, and I feel them more distracting than helpful, and causing more fear or havoc. And I see people, especially clients telling me, yeah, it's part of being a human. Your emotions are part of this world, and it's it's part of being a human being, of being expressing yourself as a human. And I don't quite agree with it. I don't like it. I don't like that definition of being a human. So what is your take on that?
Yeah, I see emotions as a kind of navigation, a navigator for your system, for your body through life. And mainly with the focus on what gives you joy, what brings you joy, what gives you excitement, or yeah, excitement, passion, what are you passionate about? I think if you are focusing on these things, happiness, passion, excitement, that type of energy, that type of emotions, I think this is a very important navigator in life, and which brings you to your highest potential, your highest self, and your path to walk here. And on the other hand, you have like, I don't want to label them, but more negative emotions. These are also there. But if you are always in these more negative emotions, it's also a signal for you from, hey, uh, check in with yourself. What are you doing now? Is this the right path for you? Is this the right thing for you to do? Is this what brings you the most joy and most excitement, or not? So yes, we are humans. Yes, we have emotions, but I see them more like, yeah, a navigation system, a kind of inner navigation, a kind of Google Maps, like, okay, this is the road you should go, and this is the road you should probably not go. So I see it more like a navigation system. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you are very clear in this, because I find that highly confusing.
Mm.
I never could really understand how people can use it as a navigation system, how to
Yeah.
find orientation with emotions, because you can get a super high joyful moment when you eat chocolate, or smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
And then also when you're on the right life path. So I'm always like, okay, but hang on
Yeah.
for a second. How can you, how? That's a
Yeah.
totally different thing. But and
Yeah.
one of be more harmful than the other. And also, when you get triggered by something, it could be just it's just an indicator for, okay, there's a problem in your life, and you have an issue, and you should look at it. It could also be a warning sign, a stop sign from life saying, no, don't go into that direction. So
Yeah.
I found that I've always find that distinction very difficult for me, and I feel more comfortable when I'm in realms where I don't have that at all. I find that it's this chatter,
Yeah.
it's loud, it's confusing to me.
Yeah.
And
I
when I'm
also.
there, I understand life and systems. It doesn't exist there. It's super quiet. I don't hear them necessarily, or I don't feel anything. Not in that strong sense. It's very subtle. It's very
Mm.
light, and it's most sensations like tingling, or it's super quiet. I still feel it with my body, and it is, but it's not an indicator for anything. It's more like a frequency that gets decoded. It's a
Yeah.
language. So
Yeah.
I would say like this. And then maybe you've had it too, when people approach you and say, or someone saying, yeah, but you don't know what enjoyment is, what joy is, what that you can cherish, or indulge in something. So and then I had a look at that. So okay, well, what do people mean by that? So they mean eating or drinking or partying or sex, something like that. Very strong and heavy emotions in the body, I would say. The cause is it's a high stimulant. So it's a strong stimulant, causes a lot of strong emotions and sentiments in the body. And then I learned that what do I enjoy? And what I really enjoy is when it's quiet, when I can hear the voices, or the sounds. And when I listen to you, I can see you, I can hear you in different frequencies. That's what I like. I like being outside, like in the grass or in nature, and it's just quiet. or we would be in the lake, and then you feel the water when it's, then the air is here, and then, like the line here in the water, and then you feel the line where the water and the air basically connected. As this is enjoyment. Or when I lie in bed and get the morning warmth of the blanket, it's just, so this I can feel joy, I can feel these moments, I can indulge in that. That's what I really like, to feel that with my body. Whereas
Yeah,
I don't like to feel hate, anger, not even laughter, because laughter hurts as well. You start crying, your belly
her
aches.
belly
Yeah,
aches, yes, indeed.
yeah, it does. So yeah, I might sound really strange and off bit, but yeah, maybe you can understand
Understand.
what.
Yeah, I understand. Emotions are indeed also difficult. It is not that easy that what I explained is right, or the positive or the negative emotions. And I don't want to label them anyway, but to make it a bit clear. But if you look at emotions, I think there are different level and different types of emotions. You're more the emotions on surface, which are more daily emotions, like if you eat chocolate or smoke a cigarette and it gives you a kind of joy or instant like fulfillment at the moment. This is a really different type of joy or excitement than when you feel something your soul is saying to you, you should do this. This is a very different type of emotion, very different type of fulfillment, and very different type of energy and emotion in your body. It's a whole different type of layer of emotion. So it could be interesting to really differentiate between the type of emotions. This is more so, yeah, an emotion on the surface, or has it more depth in it? Where is this coming from? More like soul energy, or is it more like my physical human body experiencing this at this moment? So I think there are different types of levels in emotions there. And what you're also explaining about these subtleties, like the water, the on your skin, and the air around your skin when you're floating, or just the quietness. Yeah, I understand that. I really, really do understand that. Life on Earth could be quite loud, quite full. It could be a lot. I mean, there is so much noise. There is so much going on. There is so much all these signals continuously on your phone, on the TV, on like if you're going out of the streets, there's lots of things that are coming to your system, and it is a lot. It is really a lot. And if you're like this sensitive, it's very nice to go in your own like cocoon and just enjoy the quietness, the sensations in your body, like a cup of tea, or just enjoying a beautiful flower or a fun animal, just like this very subtle, quiet, and soft like signals. Yeah. So it's indeed, and this also relates to the emotions again. It's also a different type emotion. It's coming from these type of soft signals compared to eating chocolate, for example. Yeah, it's a very
Okay,
type.
okay.
Yeah,
So you would make a distinction there, and you say that we can also distinguish that with a body. So you
yeah.
don't have to be.
If you train yourself
Do
in
you
it,
have?
you can learn it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. So do you have to be highly sensitive to that?
I think you should be aware of your body and your system, and with that, you should have some kind of sensitivity, probably because it makes it easier to distinguish and easier to feel and easier to know, okay, this is from me, this is not from me, this is how does this signal or this frequency enters my body, and how does it feel? Is it loud? Is it soft? Is it, well, whatever you want to call it? So I think everybody could distinguish this eventually, but if you are a sensitive person, I think it makes it a bit easier because your body's more attuned to these soft signals and to more easily distinguish between these types of signals. Yeah. And how would you think about that?
Yeah. Um, hmm. I would say that it makes many people that I know want to leave planet Earth, and that's why certain groups get more powers as well, because they, try to fight against that or work against that. And yeah, so I know I can't change it on a physical level. So I always go to the system related levels and all these structural levels where I can access that information. So what you did now was just providing me with another kind of helpful perspective that I can now take onto what I'm creating, what I'm trying to create with this live creation.
Yeah,
And
cool.
what people would, or some people, it's like, who are people? When I use that term, it's like, what's people? It's us on a human level. So it's also us, the two of us here on a human level. We are people as well. So
Mm-hmm.
we are not different from someone else. And this is what maybe I would emphasize in that work that we do. You don't have to be like a light worker or identify yourself with a certain group in order to access information and change things, and also in order to perceive your body more consciously. So I guess that's what we want to
I
what
think
we
that's a good closure. Yeah, that's
yeah.
nice words for closure. Yeah, I love it. I love it how you say it. And yeah, I could only agree with that. Yeah, cool, cool.
Cool.
Well,
Thank you for that.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so
So
much for this conversation. It's so cool. I love it to discuss about all these things with each other. It's so cool. Yeah. So, well, see you next time.
hope to see you too. Very much appreciate having you in my life.
Yes, thank you. You the same.
Okay, and good luck with the projects coming up.
Yeah, thank you. You too. Okay.
Thanks.
Bye
Bye.
bye.